Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton. I serve as Decatur City Manager, and every week you can either click on a link at the city's website or watch on the cable access channel and other places too to learn a little bit about what's going on with your city government. So last week, the Mayor and City Council held what they call a biennial strategic planning session. That means that every 2 years, usually in the summer of odd-numbered years following municipal elections, the Mayor and City Council sort of step back a little bit from the routine of city council meetings and try to think more long-term. Try to think about what is it that we need to do to make Decatur look like whatever our ideas are, what our planning objectives are for what Decatur might be in 10 years, and then sort of back into that with thoughts about what sort of strategic things, what sort of achievable goals, measurable goals can we implement now and in the following 2-year period so that we make progress towards that long-term goal. When you think about it, this is really one of the most important things that an elected mayor and city council do. It's really at the heart of the Republican small r form of government. We have a representative form of government where the citizens elect representatives and then during the course of their service on the city council, along with the assistance of staff, they're always reaching out through surveys, through public meetings, through hearings, through interaction on social media, through exchanges that we have through our communications coordinator and other ways to hear what it is that citizens are thinking about, what their own hopes and goals are for the community, and how they think that certain types of community services should be provided better or even differently. And so all of that sort of then can be coalesced by the mayor and city council into a strategic plan for the future. Like I said, when you think about it, that's really what citizens probably elect city council members to do more than any other thing. And so they held that meeting for more than half a day last Friday, and in the weeks ahead we'll be sharing some more about what their thoughts are. The item that was on the city council's agenda for just this last Monday had to do with sewer lateral lines. Like the water line, that the connecting pipe between the city's sewer main in the street and the outfall coming from the house or the building, that's owned by the private property owner, and if tree roots or other obstructions get in the way, that's the property owner's responsibility to fix that. Sadly, sewer laterals can be even more expensive than water. Oftentimes they're deeper, and in pretty much all cases they're also larger. The excavation costs can be much more significant than replacing a water line. And sadly, some of these older sewer laterals also happen to be in some of our older and more distressed neighborhoods. So understanding that, the mayor and city council decided we need to have a program available so that we can, like with lead service water lines, share those costs with the private property owner, because in some cases it would be completely impossible for a property owner to replace them if they're on a limited income. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about today has to do with temporary signs on the public right-of-way. So everybody knows that the street is owned by the state or the local government, depending whether it's a local street or a state highway route. But in addition to the street itself, usually there's additional property behind the curb that either the city owns or the state owns. Some call it the right-of-way, some call it the berm or the boulevard. But it's usually an area that can be anywhere from 5, 10, even 20 feet, in some cases wide, where there are utilities, where there's sidewalks. Oftentimes the power poles are in that same area. And that's not owned by the private property owner. Now, we expect the adjoining private property owner to mow the grass on it because he gets to use it without having to pay taxes on it. But what the city code does not allow is for commercial signage to be put on these right-of-ways. It is allowable to put directional signs on it with a permit. In other words, a sign that says enter here or exit here. You see those all over the city. But temporary signs and real estate signs and play the slots here and 60 days same as cash, these sorts of temporary signs placed by businesses on the right-of-way is not permitted. And several times the city public works department has gone out and collected those signs because they're on city property. And so we're preparing to do the same thing again. So if you are a business that has signs on the right-of-way, or you know a business that might have signs on the right-of-way, you might want to let them know to get them picked up before the city would otherwise collect them. If we do have to collect them, the owners of those signs can pick them up at our Public Works facility up on North Jasper Street. In this way, you can help the city keep our right-of-ways cleaner and less cluttered, and therefore improve the whole look and feel of the streetscapes in Decatur. Thanks for your help with that. And thanks for tuning into the video.